A priest was returning home after a trip to Lourdes. On his trip, he purchased some very fine liqueurs, but, fearing they might be confiscated at customs, he hid the libations in empty Lourdes water bottles that he had collected on his pilgrimage. When the priest was about to enter his home country, the customs agent became suspicious of one of the packages the priest was carrying and asked what was in the box. The priest said, "Lourdes water. I am returning from a pilgrimage." The agent opened the package and then opened one of the bottles and tasted the contents. "Tastes like a liqueur to me," at which the priest exclaimed, "Another miracle!" In my previous vlog, I spoke of the ideal of friendship based on the Gospels and as spoken of in the treatise on friendship by Saint Aelred of Rievaulx. In this video, I would like to apply these ideas on a more practical level and address some differences between true and false friendship. Recall that Saint Aelred made a distinction between the practice of charity and the life of friendship. Charity is commanded of all of us by the Lord toward our enemies as well as those we like. But a true friendship distinguishes itself by mutual self-sacrifice and loyalty. Although we are commanded by Jesus to turn the other cheek when our enemies hurt us, in a true friendship we have a right to expect more from each other in the relationship. At the heart of any good relationship is trust. Trust that both parties will stand by and support each other, even in the face of opposition and rejection from other people. Trust that a true friend will not share personal information with others or betray your dignity when pressured to do so by people who may be jealous or resent the relationship. Betrayal of trust may cause a serious breach in a friendship. Of course, no one is perfect, and even the best of friends can be thoughtless and careless at times. Such moments can be opportunities for growth if the offended party forgives and the offender learns to behave better in the future. However, repeated betrayals and serial disloyalty without remorse or a desire to amend is a sure sign that it is time to move on. So, what sorts of behaviors signify betrayal and disloyalty? As I alluded earlier, one serious betrayal is leaking personal or confidential information to other people. If another person cannot keep a secret or purposefully collects private information from you to share with others, this is a huge red flag. A one-time leak may well be out of ignorance or inexperience. The friend may not have realized that the information you shared was secret, or perhaps you did not make the delicacy of the situation clear enough. If the other person is truly contrite and manages to be more careful in the future, then forgive and move on. But someone who is a serial gossiper or refuses to understand and respect your confidence should not be your friend. It is impossible for people to go through life without saying the wrong thing. Sooner or later in all relationships, words are spoken that hurt the person we love. The hurt can be even greater if the wrong thing is said in the company of other people. It requires maturity and sensitivity to see the other person's point of view and recognize that what was said might have been hurtful. A problem arises when an offender refuses to consider the other person's feelings, and instead of apologizing and resolving to avoid the offense in the future, the offender continues to offend again and again, often with sadistic glee. This is a serious red flag and grounds to end a friendship right there and then. A true friend cares about the other person's feelings. The last thing a friend wants to do is cause hurt and harm. A real friend apologizes and avoids the behavior in the future. A false friend responds with excuses and gaslighting. A real friend is not a user. A user befriends people for purely selfish motives, to solicit free help with personal projects or chores, or as the hapless target of his endless self-centered chatter. A user is not always easy to spot. A victim can easily be drawn in by a user's flattery and charm. The user may appear to be impressed by a potential victim's compassionate, sympathetic ear, unique personal gifts and qualities, or even financial resources. The user skillfully exploits a victim's gifts, qualities, and resources. However, once these objectives are satisfied, the user will forget or even discard a victim, at least until the victim is needed again. The user is stingy when it comes to reciprocation or providing any emotional support or compassion in return. A user expects more but gives little unless there is guaranteed direct personal benefit. An exhaustive list of what makes a false friend would be longer than the scope of this video. The short answer is that friends care for each other, support each other, and do their best to make each other feel loved and valued. Honest but sensitive communication, mutual respect, a readiness to forgive and grow, bound together with a solid trust, makes for a real friendship, which I will address further in the next video.